So what are the necessary funding levels that you need to achieve if you're going to build an 8-figure business? Well, I'm going to go ahead and share exactly how that's worked in building my own 8-figure business, and of course a few case studies on how other people have done it. But needless to say, funding and financing and understanding how to leverage that and grow are keys to success, and without it, you may not actually be able to take that next step. Now, when I was first starting out, with 7 Figures funding, the first thing I needed was startup funding. I was coming from a previous business. I had to take $100,000 in personal debt with me, very, very painful. And so I was able to, with the help of a credit partner, my mother-in-law, get financing, $65,000 in startup capital. And when you're getting startup capital, it's very much based on your personal credit. Personal credit's always going to be a massive factor if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and you need to finance your business. And so with that initial capital, was able to launch the business. That first year we did about $1.2 million in sales. Then maybe you come to a point where you need some equipment, and you're going to need a loan for equipment if you're in that type of business. In my business, one of our big factors was when the pandemic hit, and this is March of 2020, I really was able to, with the help of some savings and an additional loan, was able to invest in software. And this software was a proprietary funding partner platform where my funding partners could track their clients, how they were doing in the funding process, where they were going to be able to get money, and when they would be able to pay them to move forward in their programs. And so that was a big investment, $25,000, $30,000 to do that. And although you might have just that saved up in your business bank account, if you use all that cash, that kills your cash flow, and now you're going to be tight. If you can finance it, even at $1,000 a month, it gives you much better cash flow to make that happen. And then level 3 is, okay, now you've got marketing campaigns. And this happened at the beginning of 2021. I'm like, well, the next step is we need more notoriety. I'm going to do one of these funding, what I call the Funding CEO Challenge, where I could really teach more people how they could help business owners, and we could build this big empire together and get to the next level there. And to do that, that was taking $40,000, $50,000 a month in investments into marketing. And these were Facebook ads and Instagram ads and YouTube ads. And so again, if you don't have funding accessibility in that next level, so what I had done was I had a business card that started at a $10,000 limit, built that up to a $115,000 limit, so I could literally have $50,000, $60,000 sitting on that card and know that the income would be coming in the next month, pay it down, and keep rolling that over and growing the business, growing from $2, $3, $4 million a year. And always you're paying it back. Always you're focusing on a return on loan, return on line of credit, where if I take money out, I generate significantly enough after paying the expenses associated with the growth in the business and can pay that debt back and do it quickly. What you don't want to do is be holding on to very long-term debt unless it's equipment or real estate. No problem with that, but beyond that, everything else should be paid back as quickly as possible. Now, eventually, at some point, you get to where you're looking at SBA funding, and that's kind of that next level. And to do that, that's where you're going to need generally a couple years of profitable business tax returns, and then you can get an SBA loan based on those 2 years of profitable business tax returns. You're going to need good personal credit. You're going to need your personal debts under control. And so that's, again, that next level. And then once you get that, now your odds are, it's all about ROL. Again, return on loan, return on line of credit. Really, that rule of thumb is if I can, take a dollar out that's costing me, 10, 25 cents on the dollar, 10, 25% interest on an annual basis, but I'm making at least 150, 200% on that money, then I'm winning. And you can only do this in business, right? It's very rare, very difficult to go ahead and invest in stocks and hope to get that type of return. Same thing with real estate, unless you've really got a great flip going and you can put a small down payment down and whatever. But even then, that's going to take cash, that's going to take risk, and business offers the best return, and that's why business financing makes sense. But you have to be fundable, and you have to understand the levels of funding, the levels of the funding game to get to where you can build an 8-figure business and grow and get scaled beyond that. And so that, my friends, are the different funding levels needed to build an 8-figure business. Questions, comments, what have you seen in your journey of building a 7-figure business, an 8-figure business. Maybe you're struggling at a 6-figure business. Maybe you're just getting off the ground. What are the different funding levels you think you need to get to go to 8 and 9 figures and beyond? Share, comment, like. We want to hear from you and continue to create the content that helps you as an entrepreneur to build your dream business and create an epic life for you and your family. Come on back, share this with other entrepreneurs, and let's win in 2024.